When you come to the restaurant, the front staff hostess, they'll tell you what is going to happen inside the dog, and they ask you to put your belongings like mobile phones and watches inside the locker. They provide your locker and so on. My name is Gav Ratnaraja. I work in Danlanwa about over 12 years. I am a guide strokes trainer for other blind and visually impaired people. It's owned by the French company in Paris, and they got a head office in Paris, in London, Barcelona, and St. Petersburg, New Zealand, and Australia. And also is because few people started together, one blind person, another football trainer for blind people, and they were doing this kind of dining dark club before in France, and they went to the investor and they started from there. This special concept basically is instead of serving by sighted people, basically serve by blind people, guiding them inside the dark room and serve the blind people.
I think we don't need advertisements because just the name of the restaurant and the concept itself, it brings people to us because it's really unusual experience.
We do kids tasting for schools with a braille workshop. So half an hour inside the dark room, plus you get 2 hours of workshop, trying to learn a bit of braille alphabet. We do games in the dark, which is a very interesting project. It starts a few months ago. It's something like escape games, but it's all in the dark. So that's a great fun, and we had lots of bookings on that time. Wine tasting, kids, beer tasting. We do blind dating once in 3 months as well. So so many things happen apart from just having dinner. At the moment we're serving 4 different menus. They're all surprise. So basically you're choosing the theme of the menu, the colors. So we're going with the colors. We get red color, which stands for the meat. So ordering red color, end up having meat and vegetables on the plate. Blue is for the fish and shellfish, green is vegetarian vegan, and white it's a bit different. We created that a few years ago. Apart from factor eating in the dark, we try to push people boundaries. So people eating things like zebra or crocodile or kudu, antelope, so things which you don't usually see on the menu and you will probably never order. We're really rediscovering all the senses back again, especially sense of taste and smell. Just not knowing what's on the plate.
Working in the restaurant when you're basically serving the food in the completely darkness, we have to work not just the presentation only and the different tastes, but the structure, how we're putting all the food. Obviously, we're looking also put a different dimension, so the food is not plated on the flat plate. We need to go expand it on the different levels.
70% of the people coming out, they want to try it again, and then the second time they feel much better because actually you don't know what to expect because our customers, they know it's in the dark, but they expect to have some kind of light, and in the end it's pitch dark, so they can't see anything. When you arrive at the restaurant and you know you're gonna work with blind people, you have a lot of questions in mind, like how do they live, and in the end you find out really quickly that they have the same life as us.
Apart from even being a job as the waiters, being blind waiters, what they do, they are such amazing people. In 20 years in London, I never came across people like that. Being visually impaired, it's something, the vision is taken out of them. But still, there are such a great bunch of girls and guys. Honestly, I can say any of the waiting staff, waiters, they're gonna find very difficult to get to the standards what these guys do. You have to understand that they serve approximately 20-25 people per one waiter on the very busy night. They are capable of, and this is from the fact, of remember every single name on the table. They have to do that because they have to know what the people eat, what they drink, and the main big thing in this place is restrictions, as we call it, allergies. They have to make sure they know who is having what restriction. The memory they having, even for me working with them for like 3 years now, I just finding completely out of this world. to get that job done. And you know, judging by the view of our customers, this is something which they can't understand, neither do I. So you will have to ask them how they do it.
We do lots of cross-training, so we're putting our waiting staff or blind members of staff being at the bar or being in the kitchen or being here showing the menus. Yeah, they're doing better jobs than we're doing that inside. We tried a couple of times, it's impossible. You can learn the layout of the restaurant, but as soon as you're approaching the table, how to put that plate down is a nightmare, because you don't know if the person is tall, is big, from which side is serving the plate, and they're doing that without even tapping you on the shoulder. This is the only restaurant I worked before, and after your meal, people hugging and kissing your waiter. So that's something wow for me. That was my first impression on this place when I started. It's mind-blowing, I would say.
Thank you.
Pleasure.